Prema, Prema Latikara is like the creeper of the devotional service. Bhakti Lata Beej. We say na Bhakti Lata Beej. So it's the creeper of the devotional service in our heart. And when we do these services to the lotus feet of the devotees, then this Bhakti Lata Beej, this grows, this germinates, this gets bigger and bigger. So this is very, very nice lines, from Sarnagati prayers of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And we now, we know what is the importance of glorifying the devotees, the Suddha devotees of the Lord. And I would like to also read few lines from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And Prabhupada has written Uttam Sloka Gunanuvadat. The word Uttam Sloka means, sorry. The word Uttam Sloka means one who is famous as the best of those who are good. So the best among the best is the Uttama Sloka. And Bhagwan himself is Uttam Sloka. The Lord is good in all the circumstances. That is his natural reputation. His goodness is unlimited and he uses it unlimitedly. A devotee is also sometimes described as the Uttama Sloka. So we can also say to devotees Uttama Sloka because they acquire the qualities of the Lord. Meaning that he is eager to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the Lord's devotees. Glorifying the Lord and glorifying the Lord's devotees are the same. Or rather, glorifying the devotees is more important than glorifying the Lord directly. Srila Narottama Das Thakur explains this fact. Chadiya Vaisnava Seva Nistara Panchak Keva. One cannot be liberated from material contamination without sincerely serving a devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. So this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam Parpat, chapter Canto 10, chapter 1 and text number 69. So here our acharyas are very clearly, emphasizing about the Vaishnava Seva. And when we say Vaishnava Charan Dhuli, what does it mean, Vaishnava Charan Dhuli? Should we really run behind the Vaishnavas and try to get their dust and then put on our forehead? Will it work? That of course it will work. It is very good that we can do, but it's also not practical sometimes. And this is, we have to then search, okay, where is a Vaishnava? Just go and try to, catch their feet and get the dust. It's not also, sometimes practical. And the most important thing is that our Acharya says, it is not important that we just really take the dust and put. The most important that we imbibe their teachings, we imbibe their qualities, that we glorify them, and we listen their katha, we listen their message, we read their literature. This is the most important. This is the real Vaishnava Charan Dhuli, that we follow their instructions. And today we have gathered here to glorify such a great devotee of the Lord, Bhisma Dev. So the purpose of the glorification, that we purify ourselves, and Lord is very happy when we glorify the pure devotees of the Lord. It is written in the Padam Puran that when we glorify a devotee, then we get some percentage of his guna, his qualities in ourselves, automatically, without doing anything, just glorification. Just this act of glorification gives, it's authentically from Padam Puran. So it's very win-win situation. It's very profitable to glorify the devotees. So yesterday we also discussed what are the various kind of prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are so many prayers. I listed around more than 40 prayers. Arjuna made prayers, Uttara made a prayer, then Kunti Maharani made a prayer, Bhisma Dev made a prayer, Brahmaji made prayers many times, Indra made the prayer, demigods made the prayer to the Lord, Chitraketu Maharaj, Akrura, Gopis. So there are so many prayers, and from these prayers we can learn a lot how to become insignificant in front of the Lord. That's Danya Bhav. So that is the reason that we have chosen this subject, that we have to also recite the prayers of Bhisma Dev during this series of the Katha, because these prayers give us strength, and we are not so intelligent that we make our own prayers, because we are not so qualified also in Kali Yuga, that we write our own prayers and then we recite the prayers to the Lord, because not everybody is so much capable to do this. But whatever prayers are available, prayers of Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Brahmaji, Indra, Kunti Maharani, Bhisma Dev, whatever the prayers, we can just recite those prayers, and they are already giving our bhava, that what we want to say to the Lord. We can connect with those prayers, because our situation is also the same situation which these devotees had, or what they demonstrated in their life. So, and of course, the biggest prayer which we are doing is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is also the biggest prayer we are doing every day already. That Hare Krishna Mahamantra is already saying, "O energy of the Lord, O Lord, please engage me in your service." So this is the biggest prayer we are doing with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So with this background from yesterday, now we move to the next part of our seminar, where we want to discuss who is Bhisma Dev. Actually, when we read the prayers of a devotee, when we want to read what the devotee is saying to the Lord, we should also know who this devotee is, what is his background, what is his life, and from his life, what are the teachings. Because unless we know the life of a devotee, how we can connect with them, and how we can, imbibe their prayers. For example, one very, very senior Vaishnava, when I was visiting Vrindavan this year, I was in Gausala, and there was a very, very senior devotee, and in the Gausala, he is doing 64 rounds every day, getting up 1:30 in the morning, and doing 2 times Parikrama, Vrindavan Parikrama, Yamuna Snan, 2 times Yamuna Bath. So he's really exalted devotee, and I got his association every day, 2-3 times I was meeting, and I was sitting with him hours and hours to learn from him. And he told me that, we are reading the Leelas of Lord, Damodar Leela, Govardhan Leela. So many Leelas Lord has done when he came to the earth. And these Leelas are very good. They are purifying our heart, and they are giving a lot of messages. So we should read the Leelas, we should hear the Vaishnavas about the Leelas of the Lord. But he said one more thing. He said, more important than the Leelas of the Lord is the Leelas of the devotees. They are more important. And the life of the devotees, the teachings of the devotees. And what he said to me, he said, see, when we want to see the Leelas of Lord, we don't want to become Lord actually, that we have to learn what Krishna did, so we did the same. So we don't want to become Lord. We want to become a devotee. And for becoming a devotee, we have to learn from devotees. We have to learn from their lives, how they led their life. What teachings we can take, what are the circumstances, like they were so much in difficulty. Kunti Maharani, the whole life she has trouble in their life. Pandavas, and also our acharyas, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, how they come, under which circumstances, you all know more than me about it. Like how Rupa Goswami, Sanatan, they escaped from the Muslim king, and how much problems they faced during the way, and they were put in the jail in Gefängnis. So when we read their life and teachings, then we learn, like our life, our problems are nothing actually. The problems they have faced, our acharyas, our other devotees, they have faced the prayers. Prahlada Maharaj, how much problems, troubles. It's the worst case in the troubles, like how much problems he has, Hiranyakashyap has given to him. And even Dhruv Maharaj got so much insult from the stepmother. So when we read their lifetimes about life, we get the motivation, we get the inspiration. Okay, our problems are nothing. It's insignificant in front of their problems. And then we actually get motivation and to do devotional service and to become more determined on our path. So that's why we have to now also, not only we just read the stuti of Bhisma Dev, what he said to Lord, we should also know what is his life actually, under what circumstances he was growing, what he did in his life. So before moving to that life, so who is Bhisma Dev actually? So it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, Yamraj is saying to his associates about 12 Mahajanas. So Bhisma Dev is one of the Mahajana. Mahajana means the perfected persons, the best among the people, best among the devotees or persons. Mahajana. Jana means people and Maha means great. So what Yamdev says to his associates, Swayambhu Narada Sambhu Kumar hai Kapilo Manu Prahlado Janko Bhismo Balir Vyasa Kirvayam. Lord Brahma, Bhagwan Narada, Lord Shiva, the four Chatuskumaras, Lord Kapila, the son of Devuti, Swayambhu Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janaka Maharaj, grandfather Bhisma, Bali Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami, and I, myself, Yamraj, or Dharmraj, we know the real religious principles. So these Mahajanas, they are the one selected, these 12, they know the real religious principles. What is right, what is wrong, what is dharma, in which circumstances, how to behave. And sometimes when they behave, we get bewildered. We don't know because our eyes are not, we are not so enlightened. So we are still sadhakas, aspiring devotees. So sometimes we get bewildered with their lives, but their life is as per the will of the Lord. They always synchronize their deeds, their activities with the will of the Lord, what the Lord desires. But we cannot understand their deeds actually. This is our problem. But it doesn't mean that they did something wrong. They always do right things, but we have to understand them in the right perspective. So Bhismadev was a great Mahajana out of these 12 Mahajanas. So yeah, he was actually, he made the biggest discourse in the history of Vedic culture to Yudhishthira Maharaj in the Stuti. It will come in the next classes. It is also in the Bhagavata. Only few verses are there in the Bhagavatam about it, but he made a huge discourse to the Yudhishthira Maharaj, and in this discourse, actually, he talked various subject matters: duties of a king, Varnasma Dharma, Varna Dharma, Asama Dharma, duties of a woman, how the woman should act and behave in the family, and serving children, serving husband. And there are so many things Bhismadev has taught to Yudhishthira Maharaj, and they are all compiled in the Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, like Srimad Bhagavatam has 12 cantos, Mahabharata has also 18 cantos, and they are called Parva. And one of the canto in Mahabharata is called Santi Parva. Santi Parva. In the Santi Parva, it's the biggest. Like we have in Bhagavatam, the 10th canto is the biggest. Similarly, in the Mahabharata, the biggest canto or Parva is Santi Parva. And this is biggest because Bhismadev has given all his discourse, all his knowledge, all his jnana to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Before Yudhishthira Maharaj sitting as a king on the Hastinapur after the war. Before Bhisma left the body, he gave this jnana, so it is all documented. Very, very big. How many chapters? This Parva is, I think, 12th Parva out of 18th, and it has 353 chapters, this Parva. So it's the biggest jnana, Yeah, he's a very great devotee. And he lived 365 years because he has Ichha Mrityu, like he can decide his death. Okay, so before we go to Bhismadev, we have to understand the background of Mahabharata. I don't know are you interested to know Mahabharata a little bit, what the background? I know you all know Mahabharata very well, maybe better than me also, but what we, like, if we, discuss these characters, then we also get some nice realizations. So this is the very complicated chart. I will not go in detail of each and everything in the chart. What I will say that, King Bharata was a major king. He was the son of, I think he was in the Kuru dynasty. He was a major king. His father's name is, I just forgetting his father's name, Sakuntala's son. So mother is Sakuntala and Dushyanta, Sakuntala is Dushyanta. The father is Dushyanta and mother is Sakuntala. Or Sakuntala was daughter of Vishwamitra, actually. Now Vishwamitra, like he fell down because of Menka, one Apsara came and then the daughter was born. So from the marriage of Dushyant and Sakuntala, Bharata was born, and Bharata was a major king in the and because of his name, Mahabharata, we say Mahabharata, it comes from the king Bharat. And Maha is a great because he was the ruler of the whole world. So Maha is great and Bharata is Bharata, this Bharat. So Mahabharata comes from here. And Bharata has a son called Santanu. And Santanu was actually in heavenly planets, Mahabhisa. His name was Mahabhisa. Actually, he was a great king also in his past life. Very great king, and he was invited to the heavenly planets by Brahmaji. Brahmaji has a royal sabha or assembly, royal assembly. In the royal assembly, this Santanu, who was Mahabhisa at that time, he was sitting, and Ganga Devi is also goddess. We see her as a river on the earth, but she is a personality. And Ganga Devi was also in this assembly. And what happens when Brahmaji was speaking on the his throne and Singhasan, then suddenly the air came, and the air took away the cloth of Ganga Devi, and Bhisma, sorry, this Mahabhisa, who is now Santanu, the son of Bharata, he was Mahabhisa. So Mahabhisa saw Ganga Devi's in this condition, in a naked condition, when the cloth was taken away from the wind, and he was staring because she was so beautiful, very enchanting, very attractive, and Santanu was just looking at her. And when Brahmadev saw this, he got offended, because Brahmadev has a very exalted position, very high position, and in front of him, if something is going on, then he got offended, and Brahmaji gave a curse to Santanu. You have to become mortal. You have to go to this material world. When somebody get a curse, he's going to the material world. So we are already here. So we know our situation. But don't get demotivated. Sorry for this. We are under Prabhupada, so we have no problems. We are in a nice place, protected by our Srila Prabhupada. So when Santanu and Ganga Devi got the curse, they have to come on the earth, actually. And so Mahabhisa becomes Santanu, the son of Bharata Maharaj. And he was ruling the whole dynasty. He was the king of the world, ruling from. So one day he saw a beautiful woman. He was on hunting. So he saw a very beautiful woman, and he proposed to marry her. And actually she was Ganga Devi. But she did not reveal, I am Ganga Devi. And it was all, but this was decided actually, because Brahmaji sent them, that because you are so much attracted with each other, go to the mortal world. And then Santanu said, I want to marry you. And she said, yeah, okay, you can marry, but I have one condition actually. And my condition is that if I do something in my life, if I take any decisions, you will not interrupt me. You will not control me. You will not raise questions to me. And Santanu was so attracted, so he was already fell in love. So he said, okay, whatever conditions you have, I am able to fulfill. I will fulfill your conditions, but please marry me. And Ganga Devi married, but she did not reveal, I am Ganga. And she came to the kingdom, and they were happily living, and they have their children. First child was delivered, and Ganga Devi took the child, and everybody was happy because there was no child, and there was celebrations going on. Donations were giving to the servants, and there was Utsava in Hastinapur, that son is born, a prince is born. But Ganga Devi did a mysterious act. She took the son, and she went and she drowned in the river, in the Ganges. So Santanu saw that. Santanu was very surprised. What she's doing? My son was born after so long time. We were expecting so that we have a heir of the kingdom. But he was quiet. He was a great king. So he was fulfilling his promise. Then second son born. Ganga did the same thing. Third son born. Ganga did the same thing. Seventh son. 7 times Ganga Devi was just flowing the children in the river. And Santanu was very disgusted. He was frustrated. He was very under sorrow. And whole kingdom was under sorrow. What is going on here? But when the eighth son was born, this eighth son, Gangaji was also drowning him. Then Santanu could not stop himself. Santanu, now it's over. Enough is enough. So Santanu Maharaj stopped Ganga Devi. Devi, please stop. What are you doing? And Ganga Devi said, I took the promise from you. I took a vow from you that you will not question me. And now you're questioning me. This is not good. I will leave you. I will not stay with you because you have questioned me. But now since you have questioned me, now I will not kill this child. I will not drown this child. I will grow this child. But I will take because he needs mother. A child needs always mother. because without mother, child cannot be grown nicely. So I will go away from you, but I will take my son. But when the time will come, I will return my son to you. And Ganga Devi took the son, and this son was named Devvrata. And Devvrata was growing, and he got the Siksha from various great sages, from Vasishtha Muni, who was also the guru of Rama, Ramchandra Bhagwan, and he was guru in the Sun dynasty. And he also got various Sikshas from other many specialist gurus from the heavenly planets. And his special guru who teach him battle, warfare, was Parsuram. Parsuram is Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. He is the partial incarnation, Shakti Vesa avatar. Parsuram gave the teachings to Bhisma Dev, warfare, battle, how to, Kshatriya skills. So he has such great gurus. And when he was grown up, so what happened? Maybe we see some pictures here, nice pictures. First picture says that Santanu is meeting Ganga Devi, and then she is drowning the children, 7 children. And the third picture is very good now, because now Ganga Devi is returned from her. There is no picture because I. Oh yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Prabhu, that reminding. So now the third picture says that Ganga Devi has brought back Devavrata and handing over her son to Santanu Maharaj, and Santanu Maharaj announced a big festival in the, it was a big news, and he was coronated as a king, as a prince, and he was the future king actually, and everybody was so happy, and he was the most able because he got Siksha from Vasishtha, from Parasuram, and other great sages. So, but life is not so easy. No, life is not so smooth. Something real life. Even in the lives of the kings, they have all the opulences, all the powers, everything, but they have also problems, and they have also other attachments. So in the former times, actually I give one more katha before I move to the next katha. Who was these 8 children actually? The Ganga Devi had these 8 children. 7 she drowned, and 8th was remaining alive. This Devavrata. Later he will become Bhisma, but now it's Devavrata. Who was these 8 children? These 8 children were Vasus in the former time. Yesterday we discussed about very shortly about who are the Vasus. So these were Vasus, and this picture I shown yesterday, where I said, like in the demigods, there are different kind of demigods. There are 12 demigods are called Adityas. They are son of Aditi and Kashyapa. Then there are these 8 Vasus, then 11 Rudras, and 8 Vasus. They are all brothers. One Vasu is called Dhyasu. Dhyasu is sky element. He's Bhisma Dev himself. So these 8th Vasu is Bhisma. And what happens in the past time is like this. They have also their wives, these 8 Vasus, and they were, doing some picnic. They are from heavenly planets. And they found, during their picnic, they found that there is a very nice cow, Nandini cow. Nandini cow is daughter of Surabhi. Surabhi cow from Krishna, and Surabhi cow is also, Surabhi is very famous cow. She is also, cow of Vasishtha Muni, this Kamdhenu. She can fulfill all the wishes. Kamdhenu. Kamdhenu means the wish fulfilling. Like Kalpataru, Vancha Kalpataru Bhasya. Like Vancha Kalpataru is like wish fulfilling tree. And there is a cow, she is also wish fulfilling cow. And she is the cow of Vasishtha Muni, the guru of Lord Sri Ramachandra. And this cow was so beautiful that these Vasus and their wives actually, they wanted to get the cow. But this cow don't belong to them. They said, steal the cow, because Vasus, they are powerful, they are like demigods. So steal the cow. And they all brothers, 8 brothers went for stealing the cow. They stole the cow actually. But what happens when Vasishtha saw this, that they are stealing my cow, Nandini, Vasishtha was giving the curse, but 7 brothers, they left the place because they realized their mistakes, that we did a mistake, and their wives, and they leave the place. But Bhisma, because Bhisma's wife was very adamant, she really wanted to get this, and she said, no, we need it. And Bhisma then stole the cow actually. So Vasishtha was very, very angry with this, that you stole my cow, Nandini, she's a very special cow. And he gave a curse that you all 8, you have stolen my cow without my permission, and you did a heinous act. You are demigods, you should set example, because you are demigods, you are devatas. Everybody look at you, how you behave. And if you are doing such an act, it is not acceptable. You have to bear the result of this. And then he gave a srap, a curse. You go to the mortal world. Anybody get a srap going to the mortal world from coming to this material world? And but the seven, they prayed actually to Vasishtha. They asked forgiveness that sorry, Vasishtha. So Vasishtha said, these seven, they will come to the material world because I have already said my curse. It has already gone now from my mouth. Sabda Brahma, Sabda Brahma is like, once the word is uttered, it is gone. So it cannot come back. So you have to go to the earthly planet, but I can give you some solution, remedy, that you will come soon back to your place. So this is why Ganga Devi drawn them, and they come back to their place. But this next last Vasu, Dhyasu is very adamant, and his wife, she really wants Nandini, so I will punish him. He has to live a long years on the earth planet. Long, he has to suffer for this. But at the same time, he also prayed. Bhisma, they prayed, sorry, Vasishtha Dev, Vasishtha Rishi, please forgive me. His wife also said, and then Vasishtha Rishi becomes very soft, because rishis are very soft. Finally, they are in the Satogunas, and they are very soft. So he said, okay, I will also save you. You will become very knowledgeable in shastras, in warfare, in every skill. You will be the best, and you will be known as one of the Mahajana. But you have to suffer certain things on the earth planet, because you are so much attached with your wife now. You are following always instructions of your wife, that you will not get married in the next life. And you will also not have children, and so on. So he cursed, but some times these curses, they have also different meanings. So we will know from the life of Bhisma Dev. Now what happens? Bhisma Dev, we know now background of who is Bhisma Dev. He was a Vasu. What happens 4 years after this incident, when Bhisma Dev returned back to Hastinapur and become king, like not king but prince, a future king. Santanu was on a hunting again, and he saw a very beautiful woman, and her name is Satyavati. Her name is Satyavati. In the flow chart, there is Satyavati here. So one side is Ganga Devi, one side is Satyavati. Satyavati was a very beautiful woman. She was adopted by a fisherman. She was also driving boat, and because she was daughter of fisherman, adopted daughter. So actually there is also pastime with Satyavati, that actually she was also cursed and coming from the heavenly planet, and she was, she had a special smell in the body, like fishy smell. When she was driving the boat, Parasar Muni was supposed to cross the river, and Parasar Muni asked, Parasar Muni is very great Muni, he gave this definition of the Lord, Aiswaryasya, Virasya, these 6 opulences of the Lord. What is the definition of the God? Prabhupada always quote this verse, Aiswaryasya, Virasya, the Lord is all powerful, all attractive, all control. This verse was given by Parasar Muni. And this Vishnu Puran is also originally from Parasar Muni. So Parasar Muni is a great saint, and he said to Satyavati that I want to cross the river, and they crossing the river, and Parasar Muni also get attracted because of the beauty. Pastimes has to happen, some lila has to happen, and Parasar Muni asked to marry, and he want to get a son. Then Satyavati say, no, I'm unmarried, I'm Kavari, I'm unmarried, so I cannot do. Then because Parasar Muni was so exalted, so nobody will know about it, and only me and you know, so society will not know this. So they go to Iceland, and at that Iceland, Parasar Muni created a fog, dense fog, and in the dense fog, they have a child. Nobody saw, it was isolated place, and this child called Krishna Dwapayana. Krishna means because the child was blackish in color, blackish complexion, so it's called Krishna. Krishna is blackish and dark color. And Krishna Dwapayan. Dwapayan means Iceland, where everywhere is water and there is small land in the water. It's Dwapayan. And later his name also become Vyasa. Krishna Dwapayan Vyasa. So he's the Vyasa Dev. You can see him actually here. So Satyavati got then Parasara and Vyasa Dev here. So Vyasadev he also made Vedas and Vedanta Sutra, Puranas, 108 Upanishads, 18 Puranas, and Srimad Bhagavatam, the ripened fruit of all the Vedas. he has composed everything, Vyasadeva. So he's also son of Satyavati. So now something else also happening parallelly. Satyavati, when Santanu Maharaj saw Satyavati in the forest, he become also attracted. And kings are allowed to marry multiple women. They are capable, and they that yeah in that culture marriage was not bhoga. Is not just bhoga that you have to do bhoga. There was some religious duties only. When religious duties only a man can perform with wife only. These sacrifices, these yagyas, this was not allowed to perform alone. So they need a wife, and Ganga already left. So she need a wife. Yeah, he need a wife, Santanu. So he proposed to Satyavati. Satyavati said, "Ask to my father," and his father was a fisherman, Vasu. He said, "I can marry my daughter to you." Yeah. So he see here Satyavati. No, it's next slide, I think. Yes. Santanu saw Satyavati and offered marry. And then what happens? Father of the Satyavati says, "I have one condition, that only the son of my daughter will become king. Because you have Bhisma and he's already prince. So if you marry my daughter, then only the son which is born out of my daughter will become the king." This is the condition. Sometimes fathers are so affectionate with their daughters. They are so attached. They want that, okay, only from my daughter the king should be there. So Santanu did not agree, because Santanu loved Bhisma so much. Devavrata. He was Devavrata. He loved so much. And he said, "I have already coronated." So he was not behind the woman, actually. Santanu was not behind. So he controlled his senses. And he said, "I will not marry you, because this condition is very, very strict." But Santanu was so frustrated, so disgusted. He was little bit disappointed actually with this condition, and he was sorrow. And Bhisma saw his sorrow, that my father is not happy. My father is thinking always something. There is some problem going on with my father. And then he asked to the ministers, the personal secretary of Santanu Maharaj, and minister told the whole story, that this is happening. We were there. He saw this girl Satyavati. His father asked that only his son should become king. So Bhisma understood the situation, and he went alone to the fisherman, to Satyavati's father, and he said, "Please tell me how. Please marry your daughter to my father, because he's very unhappy, isolated. He's not feeling well, and I want him to be happy." And he said, "Okay." Then he said, "I'm ready to not to become king. I will not become king." Bhisma promised this. Devavrata promised to Satyavati's father, "I will not become king." But he has another demand. He said, "You will not become king, but tomorrow you will marry and you will have children. They will get a first right, because you are the eldest son, na? So you might get the first right to become. Your son might become king. So you should not marry also." So he said, "Okay, I will not marry." He was agree. He was such a pious person. He was a pure, very pure. He said, "I will not marry. Then I will be brahmachari whole life. I will not marry and I will not have children." This was the condition. And then he has a third condition also. Not only I will marry, not only I will have child, I will also protect who will be the king in the Hastinapur. For example, if there is a king on the throne of the Hastinapur, I will be always protecting him. I will be always aside. I will not leave my body until. Actually, when Santanu was informed this situation, that Satyavati is agreed now, and he become like they were marrying together, Santanu was not happy that my son has taken this vow, because he was such a able son, and he was perfectly qualified to become the king. But now he has taken a vow, he will not marry the whole life. The father was not happy, and he was also again disgusted. He said, he was so frustrated. Yeah, because of one woman I have sacrificed my son. But he said, "I want to give you something, my son, because you have done so much sacrifice. You are an able son." Sri Vijay Goyanga Dayal Nitaya ki jai. So, son, I want to give you a boon, and the boon is, you will have Ichha Mrityu. You can choose the time of your death. You can decide when you want to go. So, we don't have Ichha Mrityu. We will die any times. But Bhisma Dev is the only one. Even, Hiranya Kashyapa didn't have Ichha Mrityu. Hiranya Kashyapa made tapasya for 36,000 years. The father of Prahlad Maharaj. And he asked a boon for Brahmaji, I want to become immortal, I want to become ever live. He don't have this. He didn't have this. And Bhisma Dev have this Ichha Mrityu, that he can decide. So Bhisma Dev was such a exalted actually. And he did not did 36,000 years of tapasya, but he just was so pure from the heart. His intentions were very pure. So yeah, this is the situation. And I want to say in this regard, there is a sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 4 kinds of sun. One sun. So there is a sloka. This says sloka 9.18.44 from Srimad Bhagavatam, where Puru Maharaj, the son of Yati Maharaj, is following the instructions of his father, because Yati Maharaj asked that. This is a completely different story. That take my old age. Yati Maharaj wanted to give his old age to his son, and his son agreed, Puru Maharaj. So Puru Maharaj says, Uttamas chintitam kuryat prokta kari tu madhyama admo asadhaya kuryat akarto charitam pituhu. This is a very nice verse. This verse says, a son who acts by anticipating his father's wish, he is a first class son. So a son who knows what his father wants, without even father has ordered him, father have not revealed anything, but the son knows what is going on in my father, and he do the work, he accomplishes the task, he fulfill the desire of the father without even knowing, without even father has ordered. This is the first class son. And the second class son is when the father orders to the son, and son do the work on his order. He's a second class son. And there is a third class son, when the father orders, son don't want to do the work, but he do the work because social pressure, what the other people think about me. He has no shraddha in the father, but he still do the duty. He said, okay, I'm his son, people will think that I'm not good son, so to show the others, I will do some seva, okay. With not so pure-heartedly, but by forcefully. This is the third class. And the fourth class son is, he even don't bother. He don't follow father at all. This is a fourth class son. And similarly, Prabhupada says, I have also heard in the Katha of His Holiness Bhakti Bhushan Swami Maharaj, he says, similarly, like 4 type of sons, we have 4 types of disciples. Like one disciple who knows the mind of the Guru, mood of the Guru, what is the mood of my Guru, and he serves accordingly to the mood of the Guru, and he please the Guru. And the second type of disciple is, he just serve the Guru when the Guru orders. And the third type is disciple, he just do by asraddha, that he just do because he's a disciple, he's a Guru, I have to follow him. Otherwise, I will get some aparadha, because of fear of aparadha, forcefully. And the fourth type of disciple is, he don't follow his Guru. So he has no mukti, he will fall down completely. So, yeah. And actually, so we have 4 types of these sons and 4 type of disciples. Bhisma Dev was the first class son. He was knowing the manobhishta, manobhava. Manobhishta means what is going on in the mind, desire. So he was knowing, so he accordingly acted. So this is the greatness of Bhisma Dev as a son. He became an example. That's why he's called Mahajana. Mahajanas are one who do extraordinary work, who become an example for the society. So that's why he's Mahajana. Actually, I want to get little water. Actually, if there is. Okay. Oh, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Bhisma was very great. He has the qualities of the demigods. Actually, he was a demigod in the past life, but the whole life he was doing a thankless job. His job was thankless. He did not get any credit. He did not get any appreciation. He was doing so much of service. He was among the opulences. This was the greatest kingdom, this Kuru Vamsa dynasty. And he was supposed to be the king of this kingdom. His father wanted him to be king, but he sacrificed everything. And he took a vow of being brahmachari, so he became Bhisma. Bhisma means terrible, something very hard, very terrible. In Sanskrit, Bhisma is called terrible because he took the terrible vow that I will be unmarried whole life, celibacy vrata. I will follow celibacy whole life. I will not marry. I will uh, also make sure that whoever sits on this throne, I will protect him. So he makes such vows. It's called Bhisma. He was among so much opulences, but still he was renounced, very renounced. It's very difficult actually. It looks very easy when we are talking about him, but it's very difficult. If somebody is such an opulent person, he's the most rich person in the world. He's the richest person in the world, and he just wear a dhoti kurta and Vaishnav tilaka, take a mala, japa, and he leaves. He leaves everything. People will say, "Wow, he is the owner. Like he's opulent. He's so much rich person. He owns so many factories and he has all the money, and still he is like a renounced person." So it's so nice to know that such a person. Only a few persons, maybe not much. And maybe sometimes some people also renounce their life. Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj, the son of Rishabdev, not this Bharata from Mahabharata, the son of Rishabdev, he left everything. He was a big king and he given everything to his brothers, and he left to the Haridwar and he was doing japa, and yeah, he left everything. So very few people like this in the world who left everything. But it is easy to left and live in isolation as a renounced person. Living in the isolated place is very easy in the secluded place, but living as a renounced person within the kingdom, within all the opulences, within all the facilities, it's very, very difficult. Every day you are in that opulence and you are still living around so many, beautiful women there all around, because he was in the middle, he was protecting the dynasty. And so he was more renounced than any other renounced person because he was in the middle of everything. So he was a real renounced. So, but he did so many things, and he Satyavati Matana, she married to Santanu because of help by Bhisma. They got two children. One was Chitra. Now I go to the chart again. Actually, this is. I hope you are not feeling so bored about this Mahabharata story. Is it okay? We can continue a little bit. So this in this chart further we go. Santanu and Satyavati, they are getting two children. One is Chitrangada, one is Vichitravirya. And Chitrangada was died because he had fight with Gandharvas. So he was died in a fight. And Vichitravirya has a disease, and the disease was tuberculosis. I don't know if like Chhay Rog. In Sanskrit it's called Chhay Rog. In English I found the meaning tuberculosis. In India it's lot, in this region, Indian region. In Germany it's not there. In European countries, tuberculosis, I don't know, TB of Deutsch, I don't know how to say, but he has the disease. And but of course Bhisma Dev arranged their marriages. Bhisma Dev was so renounced that he educated them by himself. He was a great teacher, Bhisma Dev. He has the most high education in the Shastras and in the warfare. So he personally teach them, although they were step brothers, who do for step brothers such things. Nobody care for step brothers. How love we might have in this material world for the step brothers. But Bhisma Dev did everything for the step brothers. He gave education, he gave all the care, he even arranged their marriage. He went to Kasi, Varanasi, and there was a swayamvar of three girls, Amba, Ambalika, Ambika, three girls. And he got these three girls for marrying them. Of course, Amba went away. There is a story behind it, a very deep story also related to Bhisma Dev. Amba left away, she did not, but because of there are only two persons, Chitrangada and Vichitravirya, so one of them married to Ambika and Ambalika. One of them married to Vichitravir and one to Chitrangada. But they become widow because they were died both. And so, Bhisma Dev even organized their marriage. Everything he organized. So he was so selfless person. Otherwise, he could have thought, I can also become king in the future. I should make some conspiracy. And why should I educate them? Why should I give some education to them? So, but he was very pure from the heart. He did everything. And because of that, he got a curse also because of helping them. Because Amba gave a curse because he got the Amba to marry them, but there are only two. So there was some story, maybe later on during the Stuti, this story will come a little bit. Right now, I will not go in detail. So yeah, the brothers were married and he did everything, but they did not have children. These brothers, na, Vichitravirya and Chitrangada, they don't have children. So there was no heir of this society, of this kingdom, Hastinapur. And they both died. The woman become widow. They need a shelter. Yeah. So Satyavati, she came to Bhisma Dev. Oh my son, because he is stepson. So, oh my son, please marry these two girls. Now they are widow. Yeah, please marry these two because we need a hire. See, it was a swartha, it was a selfish, not selfless. It was selfish desire that because he want to get children for the kingdom. So please marry. And Bhisam they say, Mata, no, I have already taken the vow. I am so determined in my vow. I have to follow my vow. I am sorry for this. I will not marry them. But Satyavati was behind him. Please marry. So see, what is our situation and what is the situation of Bhismadev? Our situation when we get some, bhoga or some opulences or some, sense gratification, we accept that. But Bhismadev did not accept it. She originally asked to keep this Bhisma Vrata, and now she is saying break the Vrata. The same woman, same mother. So Bhismadev was very pure. He did not, but he given a very nice idea. He said, you have another son. You remember you had a son from Parasar Muni, and this is Vyasadev. You call to Vyasadev, he will help you. Vyasadev is very potent, very powerful. And then she called Vyasadev, and Vyasadev, when he saw Ambika and Ambalika, they were staying, and Amba left. So Ambika and Dhritarashtra was born from Ambika. When they, the story, that Vyasadev came on the request of Satyavati, and then Ambika was presented to Vyasadev, and Ambika shut the eyes, closed the eyes, because the Vyasadev was very dark. Krishna, he was dark and he was very horrible looking. Actually, the beard was very big, and So when she saw, and she immediately closed the eyes, and Dhritarashtra was born, who was blind from the birth. And then Ambika and Ambalika, when Ambalika saw, she became pale, she became yellow, and Pandava was born. And he was also a little bit not good in health, Pandava, because of this issue that she was pale, jaundice disease. So then Pandava and Dhritarashtra was born, from Ambalika and Ambika, through Vyasadev. So tell me now, I have a quiz for you, a puzzle, Now I am speaking, you have to also speak. The puzzle is, what is the relation of Bhismadev and Dhritarashtra and Pandav? What is their relation now?
They are the son of his stepbrother.
So is there any relation at all? There is no blood relation.
No blood.
There is no blood involved. At least with Vichitravirya or Chitrangada, the blood was involved. Because they were son of Santanu, and he was also son, so they were stepbrothers. Even Dhritarashtra and Pandava, they have no relation with the Bhisma. No relation at all, but he did everything for them. He personally educated them. He provided all the vidya, all the education. He cared for them. He supported them. He protected their kingdom. Bhisma was protecting everything because Dhritarashtra was blind, and Pandava was also not so well with the health. Bhisma did everything for them, and he was doing selfless actually. Even if there was no relation between them, he could have said, okay, now my job is finished because now the new people are coming, new generation is born. Why should I just, keep on engaged in this, quarrels, family affairs, this and that, conspiracies. I should make my bhajana, and I should enjoy my life. I should do devotional service of the Lord, and I should go to isolated place. But he was still service in the middle of the kingdom. He was doing, helping them all the way. And Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, they were not respecting him. They were insulting him. So Bhisma, they did so much for them. It was a thankless job. Actually, he was protecting the whole kingdom, but he was not given any appreciation. And as a human person, we have some emotions. When we do some service, some nice service, and somebody come to us and say, Prabhu, you did a very nice service. You are doing so nice things for the temple. Thank you very much, Prabhu. See, it is a gratification, it's a gratitude, and the person feels very nice. Wow, that somebody is recognizing my service. It's not thankless. So we have this human heart, and the human heart, we always expect that somebody appreciate us. But Bhismadev was not appreciated by anybody. He was even insulted time and again by Duryodhana. It comes in Mahabharata many times that Bhismadev was always giving the advice, right advice. He knows the dharma, and when he was giving advice, Duryodhana never likes his advice, because he was always giving dharma, that he want to help Pandavas, he want to establish righteousness, and truth. So, but he was always being insulted by Duryodhana, Sakuni, Dhritarashtra. So this is the position of Bhisma Dev, that he's so great that he did all this. But what is the reason that he did all this? Do you know what is the reason for this?
Because of his vow.
What?
Because of his vow he took.
Yes, he took a vow. Of course, vow is one thing. Vow is one thing. Vows are also broken in the past many times. He kept the vow. It was not just for the vow only, because he want to make sure that Yudhishthira becomes the king. The kingdom goes in the right hands, on the right guidance, the kingdom. And he knows Yudhishthira is a pure devotee. He's a Haridas. In the Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam also, Haridas is the topmost devotee. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is topmost devotee of the Lord, and he wants Yudhishthira to become the king. But there was some technicalities, and it was not happening because he has to serve the Dhritarashtra and so on. The desire of the Lord Krishna was that Yudhishthira become the king. And the desire of the Lord Krishna is also the desire of devotees. And this was also desire of the Bhisma. Because it was desire of Krishna, it becomes the desire of Bhisma Dev. Because Bhisma want to serve Krishna. So that's the reason that Bhisma Dev has suffered all these days, all this time, all this insult, all these things he did in the middle. And he did not do any bhoga. He did not do any sense gratification. Because he was just there only to protect Hastinapur, and he was waiting one day Yudhishthira Maharaj will become the king. This was his aim, actually, objective. And our aim should be in the life as a devotee. What is the will of the Lord should be our will, should be our desire. This is the devotees. When a devotee, you know how to identify that there is a good devotee, there is a authentic devotee is there. An authentic devotee always follow three things: Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. If somebody is following Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, he is an authentic devotee. But if somebody is doing by his own mind, his, how it is called, whimsically, Prabhupada used this word, whimsically. If somebody is doing whimsically, then he is not a devotee. We have to always follow our Gurudev. If the Gurudev is not available, then any devotees in our circle, senior Vaishnavas or Shastras, as the highest authorities, Shastras. So Bhisma Dev is the great knower of the Shastras, and Bhisma Dev were also getting education from Vasishtha Muni, his Gurudev. So Bhisma Dev was knowing, he was a pure devotee, so he was always following. So that's why he was always aligning his desire to the desire of Lord Sri Krishna. And that's why he suffered everything to make Yudhishthira king one day. And this time will come now. Now, in the next class, I want to already give some... there are so many there are actually Yudhishthira Maharaj, now the next class, I want to give a little glimpse of the next class. Now Bhisma did so much things, and he saved the whole kingdom, and he was, but the situation of the war was there, and the war also happened. Although Bhisma tried to avoid the war very much, he was always trying to persuade Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, but they did not follow him. They did not follow their grand-grandfather Bhisma. So Yudhishthira won the war. Finally, the Kurukshetra war happened. But Yudhishthira was in a great soka. Soka means he was in pain. He was frustrated. He was saying, "Oh, so many people have died because of me, because I will become the king. I want to become the king. So many millions and millions of the people have died in the Mahabharata war." So he was very disgusted, very frustrated. and he don't want to become the king. Actually, he said no. There are so many widows in the society. Every woman become a widow. There was blood all over. There was a blood. So Krishna tried to persuade Bhisma Deva. Sorry, Yudhishthira Maharaj. Krishna says, yeah, you should become the king. You should do the religious principles. You should act like a king. But Yudhishthira was taking Krishna as a younger brother, as a cousin. You know, as a cousin of Yudhishthira. Na? The Kunti Maharani is the auntie of Yudhishthira Maharaj, of Krishna. Krishna's auntie is Kunti Maharani, and Kunti's son is the Yudhishthira. So they were cousins, and Yudhishthira was sometimes thinking him as a cousin, my younger brother. So he was not very following his. He said, no, Krishna, you don't know, I did so heinous act, I killed so many people, and I don't want to become a king. So this thing will come katha tomorrow, and then Krishna will advise Bhisma Dev. Krishna will advise to Yudhishthira Maharaj that go to Bhisma Dev. Bhisma Dev is the greatest alive personality on this earth at this moment. He's one of the 12 Mahajanas. Go to him, take Siksha from him. If you take Siksha from him, then you will get all the answers of your questions. There are many weeks actually, or months, everyone trying to pursue Yudhishthira Maharaj. There are so many saints, so many rishis. They were all giving guidance, Biratung, to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Dhaumya Rishi was the great rishi, and other rishis, they were coming, and whole day the Biratung was going on, the advice was going on before breakfast, after breakfast, before lunch, after lunch, the whole day. Yudhishthira Maharaj did not agree. Even Krishna tried to pursue. Yudhishthira Maharaj did not agree. He said, no, I have done this. These people who has died in the Mahabharata, they have died because of me. I am culprit. I don't. He was such a pure, he was not behind the kingdom. So Krishna advised, go to Bhisma. This is the greatness of Bhisma Dev, that Krishna himself is standing to Bhisma Dev. And tomorrow we will begin with this. What Bhisma Dev will tell to Yudhishthira Maharaj, and then how it goes further. So thank you very much, dear devotees. It's 9, near to 9. But maybe you can ask some questions, or maybe a little discussion, maybe 4-5 minutes discussion. So,
I heard that nobody knew that the son of Satyavati was Vyasa. It was a secret. But
yes.
How did Bhishma know about this?
Yeah, Bhisma he's known in all the religious principles actually. So I have read in the scriptures document. There it is written that Bhisma Dev asked Satyavati Maharani, Satyavati Mata, that you can take help. Maybe Satyavati somehow got the idea, but Bhisma Dev, he was so learned person. He was knowing everything. He has Lord in the heart, and Satyavati Maharani has also Lord in the heart. So they have the same Lord, and Satyavati Maharani has some desire or something in the Lord, because the same Lord is sitting in the heart of Bhisma Dev, and same Lord is sitting in the heart of Satyavati. So these realizations come through the heart, through the Lord. Divya Gyan Hirday Prakasito. So this Divya Gyan, this knowledge came to Bhisma Dev through the heart. So this is what my understanding is. But if there is another information available, I will also share with you. So it's mostly through the realizations such great devotees get. Realization. Yes, Prabhuji.
I have 2 technical questions. One is, you mentioned Bhishma Deva, his life was 365.
Yes.
This was Dvapara Yuga. Usually Dvapara Yuga, like Prabhupada mentioned, Satyuga, 100,000 years, Treta Yuga, 10,000, Dvapara 1,000.
Yes, you're right.
365 is not so long.
Yes, you're right. I have also the same question in my mind. It's a very good question. I have the same question in my mind that, it was not so much actually, because it was Dwapar Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga is already, the age is 1,000 years. So what is the big thing that we say he was nearly 400 years or 365 years? Dwapar Yuga has begun long ago. Now Kali Yuga is 4,32,000. 32,000 years is the age of Kali Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga was 10 times, 43 lakhs, 4.3 million was the age of Dwapar Yuga. And this part was the last of the Dwapar Yuga, just last, 5,000 years. So it was Dwapar Yuga, but it was at the border of Kali Yuga. And things deteriorate slowly. They come down. Now the Kali Yuga is, deteriorating slowly. Now we have a golden period. Now we are in the golden period of Kali Yuga. And we are still, in a better way, we have still the possibility of bhakti. But in the future, the Kali Yuga will become, and life will become very short, 5 years, 10 years in the future, when the Kali Yuga will be at its peak, at the end of the Kali Yuga. Similarly, when the Dwapar Yuga was the beginning or in the middle, the life was also like this. Great sages, great kings, Bharat Maharaj was there at that time, and all these. So it is correct that life was 1,000 years. But since this was the end of the Kali Yuga, so life was deteriorated. So getting 365 was also a big number. Thank you.
Second question. In battlefield of Kurukshetra, was that Prabhupada often mentioned 640 million people.
Yeah.
But I didn't find this number in Mahabharata.
Mm-hmm.
From where this number 6?
Actually, I also don't know exactly. I have to see this. There are various calculations, various type of calculations. Like they have 11 Akshuni Sena, like they have these Senas, different Senas. Both sides have some numbers of Senas. So I exactly don't know this answer, how these numbers are coming, and it's very detailed actually to get these numbers. But of course, and I have also not read complete Mahabharata to verify this number. It's a very big Shastra. Yes, but we can ask to some devotees about it. What is the exact number?
I already asked a few times, but nobody knows.
Yes, but I know one thing, that whoever was died in the Kurukshetra war, they go back to Godhead. This is most important. The numbers are not so important, how many numbers were there, how many million. But the most important is that whoever was there, they went to back, because they had Krishna present there directly, and they saw the face of Krishna personally. And then when they left the body, they went to
Funny
eternal.
During Prabhupada's time in India, during one program, one gentleman said, I remember my previous life, I was in Kurukshetra. Prabhupada replied, this is not possible, because everybody
Thank you.
went spiritual.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much for this. Yeah. Yeah, you are right.
Warum sind dann Yudhishthira und alle Pandavas erstmal von Duryodhana in den höheren Planeten auf Svargaloka gewesen, wenn sie alle zurückgingen in die spätere Welt?
Yeah. So the question is why Pandavas went to the heavenly planets, Swargaloka, and not to the Bhagavad Dham, not to like Goloka Dham. This is the question. So actually, this is not correct. This is half truth. This is not the 100% truth. In Mahabharata, it is mentioned that they went to the heavenly planets, but there were some tests. There were some events actually going on. So they just visited heavenly planets to perform some duties and some siksha to be given. And Yudhishthira Maharaj and all the Pandavas, they went, and they met Dharmraj also. And Yudhishthira was son of Dharmraj, Yamdev. Yudhishthira was Dattak Putra. He was donated by, he came from Dharmraj. So he has to do some duties. Actually, this thing I discussed with Ambika, and Ambika has a very good knowledge about these topics because she read Mahabharata. And I asked to Ambika, why this topic, and she was also explaining me. So maybe if you have a discussion with Ambika, she will exactly tell you the reason. But as per Srimad Bhagavatam, finally, all the 5 brothers, they go to the Krishna Dham, Krishna Lok, like Goloka, Vrindavan. But they went for some purpose, for some test, and we have so many karmas. When we are Lord, when we are king make a lot of karmas. because he has to do so many decisions for the janta, for his citizens. And it is said that king get the karma of the citizens. King get that karma, and maybe there are some things that he has to go there for short time, and some people also give such a explanation that he has to go for short time and then he go to the god to back to Godhead. This is sure, as per Srimad Bhagavatam, they went to Godhead. And one more thing which also support this, that they went to back to Godhead. Arjuna, he is a personal associate of the Lord, eternal associate of the Lord. He is not from this material world. He is always in the Krishna Leelas everywhere. So Arjuna is a eternal associate, and he's not from this material world. So he has to go back to the Godhead. But I think in detail there are some kathas. Yeah, you can, Mataji, you can discuss with Ambika.
Aber der Fakt ist, dass zum Beispiel die dämonischen Krieger, die da auf dem Schlachtfeld von Kurukshetra waren, die gingen nicht in die spirituelle Welt. Nur diejenigen, die Krishna zum Zeitpunkt des Todes sehen konnten, die gingen erstmal auf die höheren Planeten, weil sie haben ja auch gutes Karma gehabt, und dann mussten sie wieder in die Höhle. Also auch, so, weil jeder, der auf dem, das war ja ein Versprechen von Indra an König Kuru, dass jeder, der auf dem Schlachtfeld von Kurukshetra den Körper verlässt, der geht auf die höheren Planeten.
Ja.
Aber nur die Gottgeweihten oder diejenigen, die Krishna gesehen haben, die konnten dann
So I have seen, and Guru Maharaj have also said in the Katha, in his Katha, His Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj, I heard his Katha, and he said, whoever has seen Lord Sri Krishna on the battlefield, they all went to the spiritual planet. Because once we have the darsans of the Lord, nothing is left. It's all purifying. It can burn away all the sins. Even, Mataji, even the holy name, the name of the Krishna, it can burn away all the sins. Then why Krishna cannot burn away all the sins when we have a personal darsans of the Krishna? So in many times in our, for example, Ajamil did so many so many sins in his life. And he was having a relationship with a prostitute, and he was doing all the adharma. He was completely, fully engaged in the sense gratification at the maximum level. And he was not following any devotional service. And at the time of marriage, he was just remembering his son, Narayana. He was even not remembering Lord Sri Narayan or Lord Krishna. He has nothing, because he was a completely demonic qualities. But because he was remembering the name, his son, and his son name was Narayana, the Narayana came in the mind, and then Vishnu Duta came to pick him. The name of the Lord, even if we take unknowingly, it is so powerful, so potent, that it can send to God back to Godhead. The name of Lord is so powerful, and and he has so many sins. Still, he went to back to Godhead. How a person who has personally seen the Lord will not go? So I have actually no doubt that who has taken the darsans, they went, because all the papas immediately burned.
She went to what place exactly?
Who?
Ajamil.
Ajamil. So he was remembering Narayana. So he was also, after that he did some tapasya in Haridwar, and after the tapasya he left the body. So normally it depends on the mood of the devotee what tapasya he did in the future, like in which mood he was revering Vishnu, Narayan, or he was doing the Suddha Bhakti for Lord Sri Krishna. So depending on his mood of bhakti, he might have got the according, like Vaikuntha Lok or Krishna Lok. I don't know exactly. Yes. I don't know exactly. He was remembering Narayana that time, and Vishnu Dutas came. So maybe Vaikuntha Lok probably, but I exactly don't know exactly which loka he went. I have no idea. Maybe I can also try to find this. If it is written, I don't know if it is mentioned somewhere. I'm not sure. So thank you very much. devotees, for your patience and for accepting me. And I want to say that whatever I have spoke today, if I have spoken something good things and as per Shastras and as per Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, then all these words are not my words, they are the words of my Gurujanas and my senior devotees, Vaishnavas. And if I made mistakes in this Katha, definitely I make mistakes, and these mistakes are my mistakes. So please forgive me for my mistakes and just take the good things. Thank you so much. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिद्धूव एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री विजय गौरंग दयाल निताय की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।